Miami looks like speed, sunlight, and luxury. But beneath the glass and glamour lies a harder beginning most Americans never see. In 1850, there was no Miami skyline, no South Beach, not even a real city, only water, mangroves, heat, and survival. This city was built by Seminoles, settlers, black Bahamian laborers, railroad crews, and immigrants whose sweat turned wilderness into one of America's most iconic places. To understand Miami, we have to begin before the postcards, when Biscayne Bay was quiet, shallow, and edged by hardwood hammocks and sawgrass. For centuries, the Tequesta people lived at the mouth of the Miami River. By the 1800s, disease, warfare, and colonization had shattered their world. By 1850, the future site of Miami was part of remote Dade County, one of the least populated places in the United States. The best-known landmark was Fort Dallas, a former plantation site turned military post during the Seminole Wars. What stood here was not a city. It was a frontier outpost, scattered wooden structures beside river and bay. Seminole families still moved through the wider region, navigating swamps and pinelands with deep knowledge outsiders could barely understand. The land was beautiful, but unforgiving. Mosquitoes, storms, isolation, heat, and saltwater shaped every hour of life. Around 1850, only a small number of non-native residents lived near the river: traders, farmers, former soldiers, and coastal wreckers. Most homes were simple wooden buildings, raised for airflow, practical rather than elegant, built to endure rain, wind, and rot. There were no highways, no rail lines, and no bridges. People arrived by boat, by trail, or not at all. Each day began with labor, repairing nets, tending small gardens, hauling supplies, mending roofs, watching the sky. Fresh water mattered. Safe storage mattered. A missed shipment or a spoiled barrel could become a serious problem. After sunset, darkness came fast. With little light and few neighbors, the frontier felt less like America and more like the edge of it. So what did people do here? In 1850, work was about survival first, profit second. Fishing was essential. The bay, river, and nearby reef provided snapper, grouper, mullet, and other fish that fed families and crews. Wrecking, salvaging cargo from ships stranded on Florida's dangerous reefs, was one of South Florida's most important frontier industries. People hunted deer, turtles, and small game, and traded hides, fish, and supplies across a thin but active coastal network. Small-scale farming existed, where soil and weather allowed it, with corn, beans, tropical produce, and kitchen gardens supporting daily life. Seminole communities also traded with settlers, adapting under pressure while protecting their independence in the Everglades. Food was local, seasonal, and uncertain. You ate what the land, water, and supply boats made possible. Fish and shellfish were staples. So were turtle meat, wild game, and whatever could be smoked, salted, or dried. Imported basics like flour, coffee, sugar, rice, salt pork, and molasses were valuable, especially when weather delayed deliveries. Meals were simple: stews, roasted fish, cornmeal, beans, and bread cooked over open flame in hot, humid air. Nobody here lived with abundance. A storm, illness, or bad season could change a family's future overnight. For Seminole families, corn, fish, game, roots, and gathered plants remained central, shaped by generations of knowledge about this landscape. And life was hard. Hard in ways modern Miami can almost hide from view. Hurricanes could erase months of work in a single day, flattening structures, spoiling food, and cutting people off from help. Mosquitoes brought misery. Heat drained strength. Disease spread quickly where medicine and doctors were scarce. Loneliness was its own burden. In this remote corner of Florida, distance could feel heavier than hunger. Yet, people stayed. They repaired, replanted, rebuilt, and kept going because frontier life allowed no easy surrender. That stubborn endurance became the first foundation of the city Miami would one day become. In the 1870s, new pioneers arrived. William and Mary Brickell built a trading post on the south bank of the Miami River. On the north bank, Julia Tuttle saw possibility where others saw swamp and isolation. After the devastating freezes of 1894 and 1895 hurt much of Florida, this warm frontier suddenly looked like opportunity. Tuttle and the Brickells helped persuade railroad builder Henry Flagler to extend his Florida East Coast Railway to the Miami River. That decision changed everything. Tracks, bridges, docks, and hotels demanded enormous labor under punishing South Florida conditions. Black Bahamian and African American workers were crucial to that transformation, clearing land, laying track, sawing lumber, and raising buildings. In 1896, Miami officially became a city. Remarkably, black men made up a significant share of the voters who helped incorporate it. From a river settlement, Miami began to take recognizable shape. Streets, shops, homes, docks, and a future that suddenly felt real. Flagler's Royal Palm Hotel announced a new identity. Miami would sell warmth, palms, and escape to the American imagination. But beauty alone did not build the city. Crews dredged channels, filled low ground, cut roads, and battled water at every step. This was exhausting work. Men sweated through mud, insects, and brutal sun to make unstable land usable. Bahamian settlers and other working families helped shape neighborhoods like Coconut Grove, bringing craftsmanship, faith, and community life. Farmers pushed south and west, growing citrus, vegetables, and tropical crops that connected Miami to regional markets. By the 1920s, Miami's land boom turned ambition into frenzy. Investors arrived chasing sunshine, profit, and the promise of endless growth. Then came the Great Miami Hurricane of 1926, a deadly reminder that nature still held the final word. The storm and the Great Depression broke momentum, but they did not break the city. During World War II, Miami became a military training ground. Soldiers filled hotels, airfields, and beaches. After the war, air conditioning, highways, and new suburbs accelerated growth across South Florida. Newcomers kept rebuilding Miami again and again, bringing languages, businesses, music, religion, and ambition. After 1959, Cuban exiles reshaped the city profoundly, turning Miami into a capital of exile, entrepreneurship, and bilingual identity. Haitian, Jamaican, Nicaraguan, Colombian, Venezuelan, and many other communities added new layers to Miami's story. What began as a remote frontier outpost became a global city defined by tourism, trade, finance, art, shipping, and international culture. Yet behind every tower, runway, port, and boulevard is labor. Construction crews, domestic workers, dock workers, teachers, nurses, cooks. And even now, Miami still negotiates with water, heat, and storms, just as the people of 1850 did. So, when Americans see Miami's glitter, they should also see the hands that built it, from Seminole paths to railroad ties to immigrant dreams. Miami is not just a city of beaches and skylines. It is a monument to endurance, reinvention, and generations who refuse to give up.